Hi, this is Inky35, and this is my final response and rebuttal to Truthiracy or Christopher Lord. You have come and started this idiotic debate with me about Marduk, and while you were doing it, it has nothing to do, like I said, with my work. Now, I'm going to show you that Marduk is not a sun god. And you continually keep telling your subscribers that he is the bull calf of the sun. And what I was saying is that Marduk's name is a conjecture as meaning a bull calf of the sun, and I'm going to show you why. And I don't care what you do with your videos. I don't care what you think he is. I don't care what you're doing. But when you're going to start slandering me, and you're going to start putting me down, and you're going to start calling me names and trying to defame my channel and trying to say I'm a retard and I don't know anything, and then your viewers start coming over to my channel to troll my channel because of the things that you're saying to me is wrong. And it is malicious lies and harassment from you. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to bring up what you said in your own article right here, and I'm going to show how you admitted that he was never a sun god. Right here it says, the origin of Marduk's name is unknown, but there are some suggested etymologies, and the most accepted being from Sumerian, Amar-Utuk, the young bull or calf of Shamash, Utu, the sun god. Now everyone can see that you're at the Jewish Virtual Library, right? Well, I'm going to go ahead and go over to the Jewish Virtual Library. I'm there too. So in the same sentence that you're showing on your video right here, you have omitted, you erased that. You erased where it says this, because Marduk was never a solar deity. I'm showing this again because you make things up. You are the one who is making things up. The origin of Marduk's name is unknown, but there are some suggested etymologies. And so they said Amar-Utuk. So now let me go and show you what the scholars are stating about this word and why it has nothing to do with Marduk. And this is so ridiculous that I even have to be going there with you. Whether you want to say that Inky's the wild bull in this video over here, and that he's engendered by the wild bull, they aren't literal bulls, Christopher. The people used these things as power and strength. It's poetry. It's things you don't go into because you're just looking for the bull. It doesn't matter what your people believe. If your people want to believe that everybody's a bull god and that's all there is because you don't want to believe in God and you don't believe in any God except you say there's a creator, but you don't know who God is, but you know who he is not, and all this other stuff. Okay, I don't care. You aren't looking at things spiritually. I'm looking at it through the eyes of the people that actually wrote this, and I'm looking at their religion, and I'm looking at what it meant to them. What you're doing is basing this all off of the worship of the bull and all this other stuff, but you don't go into the real cultural religion of these people, and that's what I do. All of these gods that you're linking together, some of them aren't even the same gods that you're actually linking together. And the way that, like you said, that I stated that Marduk was Asher. I never stated that Marduk was Asher. He is not Asher. I said Asaluhi, and I'm going to show you that in a minute. So let's go over to the virtual Jewish library where I was, where it says Marduk was never a solar deity. And if you continue to read, which you said reading is retarded, you don't ever take the wisdom from anybody, no one, and you think, I guess, reading is plagiarizing or or something, and I don't know why you think that, because reading actually instructs you and gives you knowledge. And for you to tell your subscribers that reading is retarded shows that you're illiterate. So how would you even know what you're talking about with whatever studies you're doing if you didn't read from the scholars or read from anybody? You're a liar. You're lying again. You're trying to act like this is all you. But if you want to say that all of these places, yes, they had reverence for the bull, and these are things in the Bible that it said do not do. And I think this is what the problem is with you, because for some reason you want to, attack me on something that really shouldn't even be an issue, but you're like, I schooled you. No, you didn't school me, Christopher. Come on. This is like ridiculous. It's so stupid. And you know what? It's worthless talking to you, and that's why this is the last video I'm ever going to make, and I will never be talking to you ever again. You are hateful. You have slandered me. You have slandered my channel. You have called me names. You have put me down, and then you have the audacity to state in this video that you like me as a person. But let's go over here to ancient Mesopotamia. I told you that Asaluhi is one of the names that becomes Marduk's name, and he is related to Enki, and he is of the pantheon of Eridu, which is Enki's. There's two sides. There's the right and the left. There's Enlil and there is Enki. And then Enlil is Asher. You're saying that the epic of creation of the Assyrians is the same thing because that's what they put it together. Well, the reason why they did that was because of the propaganda of the empires. The Assyrians were fighting with the Babylonian Empire. See, I go all the way through to tell what it is actually. I am not in competition with your channel. I could care less about your channel. You have these people coming over to my channel to call me names. Call me names, talk crap to me. Why? Why? That's the whole reason for you doing this, so you can be patted on the back. And if you're saying anything to me here, I can't see what you're saying because I am blocked. Isn't that convenient? So that's why I'm having to make videos, and that's why you have me blocked, so I have to make videos to answer you, so you can try to finish your book. But listen, you are literally disgusting to me, and the way that you talk to women, and especially to me, is horrible. It's deplorable. So over here, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to show that it says, although the spelling of Marduk's name appears to affiliate him with the sun god Utu Shamash, there is no evidence that he was ever considered to be the sun god's son. On the contrary, tradition identifies Marduk as Enki Ea's son, clearly affiliating him with the pantheon of Eridu. So his name that they're speaking about down here, and also it says some scholars have depicted Marduk as a storm god or a god of vegetation, which is referencing a bush with Thorkild Jacobson, that there is no evidence for this assumption other than highly problematic etymological speculations. And he has nothing to do with a dad or a dad. It says, although the spelling of Marduk's name appears to affiliate him with the sun god Utu Shamash, there is no evidence to consider that he was ever the sun god's son. And he wasn't. That's why I disagree. And it's like, you need me to tell you this because you want to call me stupid and dumb and all this stuff. It's so, I can't even stand talking to you, actually. It's just, it aggravates me because it's so beneath what I know, and you're acting like you're somehow correcting me on something. And what you're doing is you're just wanting to bring drama to my channel and then put out videos on me. And I'm telling you, you need to stop. You're going to stop because I'm telling you to cease and desist from slandering me. You've been lying about me. You've been calling me names. You're putting my picture in your videos. I didn't give you permission to use my picture in your videos while you make fun of me. You are bullying me. This is called bullying. And I just got told no bullshit. Listen, you're even putting words in my mouth and then making fun of me. This is awful. This is horrible of you. How dare you? Remove my picture out of your video. I don't want my picture in your videos. How dare you do this? Because you aren't even giving the truth to these people. Yes, this is called, like I said, a conjecture. That's what all it is a conjecture. He has nothing to do with being the bull cap of the sun. I can't stand talking to you, Truthiracy. I just can't even believe you're doing this to me. Because my work is so far deeper than yours, and you make fun of the fact that I go into the empires. Why is that funny? I'm going into everything that they are doing. How is that funny? Everything that the scholars are doing is what I'm doing. I am reading and researching and writing and comparing just like they do. And you're making fun of me, yet you're going to go over here and you're going to point this out in this video, and then you're going to sit there and make fun of me because I'm doing research and writing and comparing, and you're going to put me down. You're horrible. You are an absolute ass. Then, on this video, you make fun of me, and you're putting in here that you're like, what you talking about? You're thinking it's so funny. Why would I step off your lame platform? Well, that's exactly what you're doing. When you put up the Cyrus cylinder cell and you start explaining that Cyrus gives credit to Marduk, I put this out 3 years ago. You are using my research and the work that I put out 3 years ago on Anunnaki gods, the god of Hammurabi, Cyrus, and the Israelites. And I put out a series of 5 videos discussing the history and thoroughly. And you're going to sit there and state because I'm telling you you're stepping on my platform, that my lame platform. How dare you talk to me like this? How dare you insult me the way you are insulting me when my work has nothing to do with you? And so I'm seeing this. You are using the work that I already put out. And you're going to try to, what? Plagiarize me in what I'm doing with my work? Is that why you are doing this? You put out more videos and you keep on with your attacks on me and you keep doing this, I'm going to strike your channel. Do you understand me, Christopher? You are slandering me, telling the people on your channel that I literally put a copyright strike on you, which is a total lie. You are slandering me right here.
Where you're fucking wrong, and you're such a cheeseball that you have to do something like that as
Listen.
Middle Eastern, Levant, and all of the fucking area that we're discussing.
No, Marduk is not even a sun god. Marduk is not a solar cap. There is no evidence that he was ever considered to be the sun god's son. Anki is son Asaluhi. Anki is a water god. Hello. He's a water god. Anyway, I can't even stand talking to you. You are so disgusting. And you say you're a master and you have a black belt and all this stuff, and this is the way you talk to people. You're disgusting. You deserve no respect at all. Right here in your own video, it states once again, but I think you're too dense because you don't know how to understand. You don't have the comprehension level to see that it says the etymology of the name Marduk is conjectured as derived from Amar-Utu, bull calf of the sun god. Over here, the scholars are talking about it and stating that the etymology of Marduk's name is controversial. It is difficult to determine whether the logographic writing of his name, Dingar Amar-U, Sumerian for calf of the sun god, is in any way significant or not. This is Professor Lambert, Summerfield, and the suggestions to translate this spelling as calf of the storm should probably be rejected, as there is no evidence for Marduk originally having been a storm god, nor is there evidence for his association with the storm god Ishkur-Adad. That's because Ishkur-Adad, which is Hadad, is the god that they were talking about in the Bible that they were worshiping. Enlil's son. He would be like the Yahweh of the Canaanites. This is what I'm talking about. And my work has nothing to do with you. And you're just wanting to piss me off. Because what you're doing is trying to goad me, you're trying to abuse me, you're trying to demean me. If you do not take this video down where you're calling me names and you're accusing me of putting copyright strikes on your channel, right here. No, Marduk is not calf.
Have the nerve to place a copyright strike on the video I made, where I just used the clip to show you where you're fucking wrong. And you're such a cheeseball that you have to do something like that. It has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Unbelievable.
Yeah, it sure is unbelievable, especially when you're lying that I actually did that. And I have your comment where you stated that, oh, you didn't do it? Good. So why are you accusing me when you weren't even sure in the first place? You said, sorry, I assumed. No, but you're still leaving this video up, and you're leaving all this nonsense and this hateful rhetoric up to me while you're stepping on my platform, and you know for a fact that I talk about Cyrus's cylinder sill, and you're the one who's been going through my videos. You're the one who's been going through my stuff. And so if you didn't go through my stuff, and while you're sitting here making fun of the fact that I put in the book of Daniel and stuff, and that has to do with Marduk, and that's what I was explaining.
And simply stick.
I can't stand you. I really think you should not even be on YouTube. I think I would strike your channel, Christopher. How dare you? You're trying to humiliate me for what? Why? Because I laughed at the word Bible? I think that's funny. And that's what hurts your feelings. I never made a video on you first, Christopher. You made a video on me first. You commented to me first on a video that had nothing to do with it being about you. It had to do with me answering some guy that came over from your channel to me. Unless you're Drew C1011, because that's who I was talking to, and I was showing the affiliations of these gods and how the Hebrew God of the Bible is not bull God. That's what I was saying. There's many gods in the Bible. There's many empires, and they worshipped many gods. And my work has nothing to do with you. And for you to drag me into your drama and to try to humiliate me and to demean me, you're harassing me. You're bullying me.